Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Winning with Web3. I'm your host, Jonathan Hessing, also known as Revolution.e, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr.
What's going on, everybody? It's Dan VR.
Yeah, here we go. Episode 2, Winning with Web3. I got to get better at fading the music out. How are you, Dan? You have a good week?
Yeah, dude, I've had an awesome weekend. I was able to celebrate my wife's birthday. We had a nice little house party, played some cornhole, had a few drinks. It was a good time. It was a good time.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. I love to hear that. I had a relaxing one. A lot of cool news came out this week and this weekend. So I was doing that. But man, happy to be back. And I know this week's already started pretty hardcore for us. So we're excited to talk about that. Well, without further ado, I guess let's just hop into some of our news for this week. I definitely want to do the music, so here we go for our first section, weekly news. We still got to get better at the music, but all right, cool. So let me add this to the stream, and we'll go over this now. So one of the first things we'll want to talk about is Adidas and Pharrell releasing digital clothing for the Doodles NFT holders. Dan, are you familiar with the Doodles project?
I am, yeah. Not one that I personally have in my bag, but definitely doing things right in the NFT space.
Yeah, no, totally. I agree. I'm really looking forward to this project. They've done some cool things. They were one of the blue chip projects at one point. I think some might still consider them to be a blue chip, but they've done a lot of cool things. Obviously, they came out with their doodles, and then they came out with some additional digital objects, and they moved to the Flow blockchain. That was some big news a couple months ago. Them moving over to the Flow blockchain, and I know they were being resold in Gaia, which is the largest secondary marketplace on Flow. So it was interesting to see them come over to Flow. Now they're working in collaboration with Adidas or Adidas, depending what part of the world you're from, and Pharrell on releasing some cool new things, some cool new digital objects, right? So if we're looking at this, it looks like they're doing this on Ethereum, and they're building this character builder studio called the Studio app. And that's going to be there. And they're doing, let's see, full body avatars. And then they're doing an upcoming airdrop for a Pharrell pack. For anyone who doesn't know, and I'll pull it up here, Pharrell is a musician who's got some big records. Let's see if I can find his discography. Are you familiar with him, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I've probably listened to more of his stuff that he's produced for other people. So, some of the stuff with Justin Timberlake and whatnot. But I mean, definitely a phenomenal musician, phenomenal writer. Great, wonderful person to have in the music world, right?
Totally, yeah. And I mean, I didn't know this, but he's behind so many of the popular songs that we listen to. But yeah, he's a producer, and so it looks like he's partnering with Adidas and Doodles. I think he's actually the creative director for Doodles, the NFT project we're talking about. But it looks like that's just the beginning. Like I see Billionaire Boys Club, which is another apparel company, ice cream, Human Made. It looks like they're doing a lot with these, and I saw something from someone on the Doodles team say this is just the beginning, and that they're going to really get into this and do some cool, like they have a whole pipeline of brand partners. And so this is a cool way that an NFT company is working with a creative influencer, a real-time, real-deal creator, and a large apparel company in Adidas, and bringing some interesting, not just technology to market, but you'll actually be able to redeem some of your tokens for physical apparel, which we're starting to see more and more of. It's in fact, Dan just put out content last week around the concept of phygital. You want to explain a little bit? Let's spend a few seconds on what that is, Dan, what phygital means.
Yeah, so phygital is one of those things. Let's break down the words, right? You've got digital, physical. It's combining those two, where I can own And let's talk about wine bottles, because that's what our blog post was about, right? Where I can go and purchase a wine bottle that could live at the vineyard or the winery that I purchased it from. I have a digital asset that I can display in my wallet, and that asset, that digital asset, could unlock various access to things at the vineyard. So maybe that looks like a private wine tasting with I'm going to butcher the word because I can never pronounce it right, but a sommelier, right? And I get to learn, how the different tasting of wines, I should do it, right? Whether it's the sniffing, the sipping, the little gurgles, whatever that might look like. But so excuse me. But yeah,
I think the word
you want to take it over? Yeah.
I think the word you were looking for was sommelier. But hey, I thought, hey, you know what though? If I tried to spell it, I would have the hardest time in the world. Anything like in that world, connoisseur, sommelier, just count me out on trying to spell it. But just to sum up what you were saying, because that was a great example. Phygital means physical plus digital. It's when you have a digital token that represents ownership of a physical token. And often you'll see people being able to cash in their digital tokens for a physical object. In the example you just gave, there may be a digital token that represents ownership of an exclusive physical bottle being held somewhere in a vineyard. You may be able to redeem that token for the bottle, or you could hold on to that token and attend events and do a litany of different things. So yeah, phygital. I'm having a hard time saying.
Yeah. Digital.
Phygital is definitely one of the most exciting things that exists in this world. So, all right, cool. Moving on to the next article, we have Neobank, which is actually it's one called Cogni. I believe I'm saying that right, and they're introducing. Hold on one second. They're introducing something called Cogni. Or they're not. A bank called Cogni is introducing something called soul-bound tokens. Dan, are you familiar with soul? Are you familiar with soul-bound tokens?
Yeah, if you ask me to give you a definition, I don't know if I could break it down, but definitely a great use of blockchain technology to basically take my um, goodness, I'm blanking right now on the proper definition, but yes, let's dive
All right,
into this article. But I mean, I definitely see the value for and when you're looking at things like what the current world of the crypto space is right now, and especially with the fall and collapse of FTX and people having custodial wallets through these platforms, and losing everything, right? Because they didn't own those assets. So I mean, the soul bound is definitely a unique way to solve for this issue.
that's actually a really good point. I didn't even think of. So a soulbound token is a non-transferable token that pretty much can hold different things. And in this case, like maybe it could be a high school diploma, it could be your license one day. It's the kind of tokens that you would never transfer. That's why they're called soulbound. And so in this case, what they're trying to do, this bank Cogni, and I hope I'm not butchering it, but essentially they'll tie your KYC information to your soulbound token, which means that you have this soulbound token and it now contains all of your information. So every time you need to go to a website, you don't need to take a picture of the front of your face. You don't need to put in your social security number. You don't need to put in your email. All those steps will be taken care of just by connecting your wallet and having this soulbound token, which already contains all of that information. And I think that this is a very cool use case for this technology. And again, soulbound tokens or SBTs are very new, but I think that the way this bank is using them in particular is very interesting. And I'm definitely personally going to keep an eye on that.
100%.
Awesome. Moving to our third and last article for updates. I don't know how to say that, but I would imagine it's montage. But go ahead.
I think it's mintage. When I was reading the article earlier, I
Oh,
think it breaks it down. I think it's called mintage.
okay. Well, yeah, you're right. It does. It's produced mintage. Yep, pronounced mintage. Yeah. So this is an interesting one as well. Mintage is doing something with NFC NFTs. If anyone doesn't know, NFC is the technology that is used for using your phone to tap. If you're going to pay with Apple Pay and you tap it, let's say you're at Whole Foods checkout. That's how I use it today. Tap my phone at the register and I pay. Or last year at VCon, you scanned your phone to get in. It's really just that technology of scanning something to unlock something. And it looks like now they're tethering it to private keys. So NFTs can actually unlock, or in this case, authenticate. So here there's something called the Fruits and Veggies Jeans Drop, which begins Wednesday. There's going to be 100 pair of Levi's denim jeans that were outfitted and embroidered with certain designs. And where's the NFC part of this? Web3. All right, hold on. Give me a second as I scroll and see what part they're using NFC for here. It looks like there's a okay. So on the each pair of these jeans have an NFC tag from a Web3 startup sewn in behind the Levi's tag. That can be scanned with a smart. So you buy this pair of jeans and it's got this NFC technology, which you can use to buy an NFT on Polygon. The NFT can authenticate the apparel as being the real deal, but also provides exclusive benefits and holders. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to look or what that means, but let's see with this video. I like the jeans. They're cool.
Yeah, jeans are fire.
So for anyone viewing or listening on Twitter Spaces, we've got the video played up right now. We're just checking out. Okay, it looks like it's just jeans. I want to see more how they're using the NFC technology, but I guess we'll keep an eye on this as it goes. But maybe one day, if if you wear a sponsored pair of pants and you got them for a concert, maybe you can just when you walk through the scanning thing to make sure you don't have a gun on you. What are those called? I'm blanking right now.
Oh yeah, the little metal detectors.
Metal detector. When you walk through the metal detector, it might be able to scan what kind of pants you have on, and that could be your ticket in. So there's some really cool things. So imagine that, Dan. Matt, just imagine that for a second. Imagine walking into a concert, and let's say it's like a Drake concert, and Drake partnered with this certain pair of pants, and the pants have NFC technology built into the label. And as you walk through it through a metal detector or something, it detects that you have these pants on, and then it is your ticket in. You don't need to scan a ticket on. Just by the bag you have, the hat you're wearing, the pair of pants, it unlocks because it's using this NFT technology or some kind of technology tied to NFCs.
Yeah, and I love that. I want to dive just a little bit into that because I just thought of something, right? Because we as human beings want things very quick, right? We're all about efficiency and speed, and I don't want to stand in line for 14 hours to try to get into a concert. So to your point exactly, being able to wear some sort of product that has a chip in it that I just walk straight through and boom, I'm authenticated, I've got to have a ticket, and I'm good to go. So I love that. I think this is super exciting to kind of see what happens, and then to even talk about like the trading of stuff, right? Whether it's shoes, whether it's jeans, to know that, hey, this thing is authentic, this is the real deal. So
totally, dude, totally. I super agree. That's kind of far. I'm interested to see how NFC and NFTs continue to form that bond in the future. It'll be really exciting to see that. Well, that's all we have on the updates for today from the news. So why don't we move into our next section of weekly thoughts? It's weekly thoughts with Dan Vihar.
yeah, my thoughts this week really center on Quick Trip. What a crazy thing. I was not expecting Quick Trip to launch into the NFT space. First off, before I really get into some of my thoughts, I just want to congratulate QT on opening up their 1,000th store. That's an awesome little milestone for them. Probably one of my favorite gas stations if I had to rank my top three. But yeah, I mean, I just think what a unique way for them to enter into the Web3 space by dropping a free NFT, and it goes into some of my thoughts around brands and marketers coming into the world of Web3. I definitely think that the slow approach isn't something that's too bad. I mean, you can look at QT here. probably just wanting to get some feelers out and see if their audience and their customer base is ready for NFTs. If I was in their shoes as the marketing position, I would take a look at all of the 1,000 wallets that minted an NFT and figure out, okay, what can we do next? How can we retarget those 1,000 people? Um, I think having some conversations with my friends around the drop in general. I mean, I heard everything from, what's the utility? What do I get out of it? And to me, it's like, yeah, that might be coming, but I now own a piece of history. I own the fact that QT opened up their 1,000th store, and I can look back at my wallet in 5 years and be like, I was one of 1,000 that got this. And I think there's probably some interesting things that they're working on in the background. I could see them going the route of possibly even going, doing what Starbucks is doing with Starbucks Odyssey. I had some fun over the weekend brainstorming. If I had to launch a loyalty program for QT, my approach would be to have the avatars, right? That's what the QT NFT was. It's avatars of their employees in different roles and positions at the shops. And to me, I was like, okay, those avatars, what if they gained experience points? What if every time I bought a Snickers bar or went to the, got a slice of pizza or a hot dog, I gained XP points. And after so many, maybe I become the snack master, right? That would be super fun. I just think the next steps, what's coming, I'm very excited to see how QT fleshes out, and if they are actually going to introduce some sort of loyalty program that includes NFTs. And Quick Trip, if you're listening and you love that idea about experience points and avatars, hit us up. We're ready for you. What is it? Customer at Keyspace Studio. What's the best email, Jonathan?
info@keyspace.studio.
Info@keyspace.studio. Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree, man. I think what a cool way to just dip your toes in, and get in the space. They minted out, so they did 1,000 NFTs. They minted out completely, which means all 1,000 of them got claimed. And look, they've already done 2 ETH in the secondary market, so that's not crazy, but it's a win. And
especially on a free NFT, right? I mean, 2 ETH for something I got for free in trading volume is it's crazy to me. So I mean, I think that just shows that people want to collect something like that.
Totally. So putting your marketing hat back on, why do you think they did this?
I think my philosophy.
Why try Web3? You're a gas station.
Yeah, I think if you are going to go into Web3, you have to be a practitioner in the space. You have to understand the technology, and you have to know the thousands of different use cases that you can that the blockchain brings you for value. So I think that's it.
Hey Dana, we lost your volume on the volume on the stream, the video stream. Oh boy. Guys, bear with us. We're going through some technical issues.
How's this?
You're back. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, that was weird. No, yeah, I think that being a practitioner ultimately is my point, right? They have to get into the space. They have to understand how this technology works.
Why do they have to get into the space?
Well, okay, I don't think they have to. Any brand has to get into the space. I think that if you are interested in Web3 and want to leverage the benefits of whether maybe it's token gating or some sort of tokenized reward system like Starbucks, then Web3 makes a lot of sense for whether it's giving ownership back to the end user or any of the other many benefits. I mean, look at the other example of the soul bound tokens, right? So I think just understanding the space makes a lot of sense. And I think Quick Trip is probably what they're doing. They probably want to see how Web3 can benefit their business, and dropping 1,000 NFTs and seeing how many people got them, shows, I guess, some good market insights.
I agree. It's really interesting to watch what they've done. And I would consider that a success. It'll be interesting to see where they go from here. If you have any idea or any thoughts, please leave a comment below and let us know. What's up, Cody? How you doing, man? Thanks for leaving a message. Yeah, if anyone has any thoughts, we'd love to learn more on what you think, because it's very cool to watch these companies that you may not think would be. Hey, Dan, can you mute your stream while I'm talking? I don't want anyone to.
Yeah.
I got you, actually. So yeah, so it's really interesting to watch that, and we're going to start seeing a lot more companies jump in. I'm trying to think of any weekly thoughts I had. I can tell you we've had some very interesting conversations, and people from all different industries are interested in this. I guess now, from gas stations to everything in between. I got to be careful about what I talk about, but we're super excited, and we that's pretty much. I don't really have much insight to share this week. Dan, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I think my other one thought is, more and more time is being spent on digital devices. So digital assets and collectibles do make a lot of sense, right? Meeting people where they're currently living, and that's on their mobile devices or whatever device. But so I do think digital collectibles or digital assets, we'll start seeing more and more brands do it, just because they're going to meet customers where they're at.
Totally agree. All right, cool. Well, let's move on to our last segment of company update. All right, we got it. I got to get better at using this, but we're on our way. We are on our way. Let's see, updates. We're excited to make some big announcements. Unfortunately, I can't make them yet, but we've got a big month of May, both with customers and partners. So we'll be announcing those, and we'll even bring some on. We're going to be at VCon in a few weeks. So if you're listening and you see us there, we'll see you in Indianapolis, Indiana. Where the software is getting closer and closer day by day to being ready for its release. Super excited. Let's see. I'm going to show something. I'm going to show we just added in custodial wallet. So now, for those that don't know what that means, I'm not sure if I showed this last week, but I'm going to pretend I didn't. For those that don't know what that means, it means being able to partake in the NFT ecosystem without having to have a wallet, which is probably the biggest barrier in the space, is having to have a crypto wallet. So if I were to go to this page, and let's say I wanted to purchase an NFT or unlock a token gate, maybe I want to go to this event here, and I don't have a crypto wallet. Well, it's as easy for me as just going in here and hitting enter, putting in my phone number, hitting continue. It's going to send me a text message right here, and I'm going to put that in. And now, boom, I have just logged into, I'll do 2FA next time, but I have just logged into a on-chain microsite with my text or with my phone number. And so I can go in here and I can view my NFTs and view my upcoming offers. We'll populate this and show you what it looks like next week. But just we're getting real close, and we're super excited. So we've got some big clients coming up in May. We've got an investor summit coming up at the end of May. So if anyone's interested in investing, please reach out to us, DM us on Twitter, or let us know, here's our Twitter names. Send us an email. We'll leave an email in the description below. And so we've got our investor summit coming up at the end of May. We got VCon the third week of May. We've got major product updates being released. And if you want to join our Discord, do that too. Other than that, I'm trying to bring some of our upcoming potential customers, as well as existing customers and partners, onto the podcast so that we can all meet them together. So be on the lookout for that. But that's pretty much all I've got in terms of company news today. Sorry I didn't have as much as I would have liked. But anyway, guys, this has been our second episode of Win with Web3. We'll call this one SBTs and NFC NFTs. I'm excited to keep a tab on that. Dan, do you have any closing comments?
No, again, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen. We're flying, building as we're flying. It's been a fun little ride working out the kinks. But definitely follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you like to consume content. We would appreciate a follow, appreciate a share if you find the content that we're putting out valuable.
Totally. So if anyone wants to follow us, here's our Twitter username right here on the bottom of the screen. And thank you all for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from y'all and meeting some of y'all in person, hopefully at VCon. And if there's any marketers or brands out there that want to figure out how to use what the best way to retain existing customers are and even reach new ones, definitely reach out to us. We are here and we are trying to win with Web3. And I'm Jonathan, and I'm here with my co-host, Dan Vihar. And until next time, Win with Web3 signing out.
That's it.